Welcome one and all, my name is Tawess and today we are going to tackle Eden Pride's flagship Timberwolf. It looks pretty much like most other Timberwolves in its stance. It just stands still and not particularly fun, so what we can do? We need to do something about it. I have a pile of Timberwolves already, most of them in the same pose, so saw. A pull saw, or a hobby saw, Japanese saw, sometimes called it. It's basically a pull saw. Just to soften it up a bit. This is our main tool today. It is a Stanley hobby knife. It's a hobby knife, it's a carpenting knife, box knife, call it whatever you want. It's sharp. That's the main point. Now I'm not going to be the one to be like, oh, be careful with the knife. No. You know how we learn how to handle a knife the best way? You cut yourself. Not intentionally, but unintentionally. So I mean, that's the way you learn. But try to at least be a bit careful. So once you cut through, you just basically twist it off, because this is very soft plastic, and very soft plastic has that thing. At first I was like, should I saw this? And I'm like, no. So the easiest way to repose a mech, like the Timberwolf, is to cut the legs off, because those are the thinnest parts. The arms are also fairly easy, but then you need to know a bit what you're doing, because you need to take out material without cutting them off entirely. The legs have very clear joints you can go in and just cut in. Or in this case, clip in. Because I was like, I could cut here, but I'm mostly going to cut myself. So got a flat nipper instead and just clipped the part off. Because it's nice. Also, the legs are glued into the base, so you just gently pry them loose with a clipper or something like that. Yeah. Now we have the main components apart. I could continue to take things apart if I wanted to, but for the most part, things are now where they're supposed to be. So, cleaning that bit off a bit and making a slight incision at the knee to make it easier to bend. I first thought about taking the other leg off too, but I was like, should I really? Should I? I tried, but I realized that it's probably better not to it. Because, well, it wasn't really needed. Though, it might be easier for you to make these slight incisions, because it allows you to twist the torso part, the pelvis part, a bit. And doing that means that you have a better chance of changing the angle. Once you're happy with the angle, you can just drop of super glue or something and lock it into place. Very easy. You can see I'm just squeezing the leg down. Another thing I said, this plastic is very soft. It's easy to work with. It is also why sometimes the things that come out of molds look a bit soft. The harder the plastic, the sharper lines, but more difficult to work with. This is soft. Squishy soft sometimes. But yeah, a few small incisions and in the knee joint, so to speak. And then I just push it together. The plastic will have a bit of give, but it also settling really nice. And once you're done, just again apply a drop of super glue. Don't try to use plastic cement, because it doesn't really work with this plastic for some reason. But yeah, find a nice angle. In this case, I want it to look like it's like either jumping or running. So really, really squished together. Looks weird now. Gonna look good later on, because that's the way it works. Now, if you're like me, starting to build up a decent pile of mechs, this is sort of the part we have to go to, because you simply can't find enough variety between them. And it's no fun just putting up like 700 different mechs that looks the same. So, the knife it is. Now, this is for pinning, because you need to pin this, because otherwise things are going to break off, fall off. And pinning is basically just drill a hole, put a rod in it, and do the same thing in the other part, and it creates a stronger bond, because it gives the glue more area to adhere to and less likely being knocked off when you drop it on the floor, because that rod supplies rigidity to a part that's no longer rigid. Here I'm just test fitting. See, by pressing the pegged part into the bottom part, I get an impression where I'm supposed to drill. It's a good way. You can also put a bit of paint on it and do it Just make sure that you have an idea of where you're going to be drilling. Not that it's that much of a problem if you drill in the wrong place, but measure twice, cut once. It's usually a good way to go about it. But yeah, here the hole is a bit too small, so I do a pilot hole with a knife. And also note, when you're holding a piece like this, with the finger under where you're drilling through, make sure to drill slowly. Because otherwise you will at some point drill through into your finger. Again, this is not dangerous, but painful. Because these are hobby drills. Now, if you're using a power drill, then that is probably an issue, but this is a hand drill. It's a hobby drill. It is not dangerous. Painful, but not dangerous. So yeah, dry fitting, test fitting, seeing how things hold together. And just a dab of glue. You can see it sits pretty good. The pose is sort of aggressive, which is kind of what I wanted. And this is pretty much the last stage where you can check things, because next up is starting to glue things together properly. And that is basically when things go bad. So yeah, another pin for the leg. Making sure that we have the glue. Had to get new glue. All glue ran out. And this is a gel super glue. It's not my favorite, but it's slightly easier for this because it holds shape a bit longer. But it dries a lot slower. But yeah, basically sticking things together. Now, I'm not saying that this is the way to do it. There are many different ways you can customize your mechs, but I hope this made you less afraid of doing it. Cutting these things to bits is fun. I'm going to leave you with the pretties soon, because we are done. Things glued together, had it dry, came out pretty. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and do play fair. Bye.